And you came out and said in this Bleacher Report article that you feel you were cut because of the national anthem protest where you took a knee in England. Did they tell you that? Did you hear whispers from your agents afterwards? Or is this just something you're like putting two and two together? You're like, this just makes too much sense.
Honestly, I put two and two together. Like I told you, like when we sat down on the plane in London, you know how pissed off I was.
Yep, absolutely.
You know how pissed off I was for a 10-hour flight back to Indy. So you already know how pissed off I was because I felt like at the end of the day, just be real. I'd rather for you to be real. Don't sit here and try to beat around the bush. And the thing about it, you talk to my DB coach then. I'm like, go to him after the game, and when we was on the plane, I'm talking to him just like, hey, what happened? Like, what's going on? He's like, man, from my understanding, you're only supposed to sit out for the first series, let yourself calm down and go back in. But that didn't happen, and that's what I was told from that standpoint. And it was sad because my DB coach said he didn't even know I was getting cut until I told him. So it wasn't a decision that he was brought into. He just was, damn, Crow, okay, cool. And I don't know how true that is, but, I trust him because I've known him for a while.
Hold on. Hey, Crow, I apologize. You got cut in England?
No, I got cut in Indy.
Okay, gotcha.
So I don't know if you remember when I came on, when you was in New York and I did your show in New York when I called in on you.
Yeah.
When we were talking at one time. But, me, Matt Overton, Robert Mathis, and one other guy. We during the day that I got cut, we was meeting with the DA, the mayor's office, the commissioner, police commissioner. We met with those people to try to set a plan to do, a lot of policing, community policing. We're going to be able to ride in the car with them and do things on our off days to ride in those rough neighborhoods just to get the police out of the car so we can actually just walk around in the neighborhood and get to know the people that's in the community. So when we finished that meeting, me and the Robert Mathis actually went to the facility. I'm like, okay, let me get my treatment in like I do every Tuesday. Let me do what I need to do. And I got a phone call. And first I ain't answer the call. I'm like, man, I don't know this number. It might be a teller, and the same number kept popping up every like 2 or 3 minutes. So I answer the phone. It's one of the scouting guys, and they say, hey, Crow, hey, are you in the building? Are you around? Like, yeah, I'm here, And he was like, well, hey, Chuck want to see you. I'm like, cool, okay. So he said, I'll come and get you in like 5 or 10 minutes. So I was like, hey, I'm in the training room doing my treatment. Can you come get me in like 5 or 10? Cool. So he comes and get me. And it's like, hey, you have your playbook. I'm like, what? What do you mean do I have my playbook?
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell y'all mean do I have my playbook? I was like, yeah, I got my playbook. I'm sitting here studying film for the upcoming week. He said, well, Chuck want to see you, and I'll take your playbook. So when I got that, I already knew what it was. When somebody asks you for your playbook, look, I'm an 11-year veteran. When somebody asks you for your playbook, you already know what time it is.
Yep.
So, you just go in and you talk to Chuck, and it is what it is. But like I said,
what did Chuck say to you? What did they tell you there whenever they were letting you know?
Well, this is what Chuck saying. Chuck was saying his main thing was, hey, we're getting healthy, and we brought you in because a lot of guys were hurt, but we're getting healthy. And I'm looking at Chuck like, Chuck, no, ain't nobody here healthy. Patrick Robinson's not healthy. Vontae is only like 75%. Y'all rushed him back, and I'm like, who else do we have besides, Rashard Melvin? And we had Darryl Miller, who had just came in a week before the start of the season, 4 days before the start of the season. So I said, how are we healthy? And it's like, well, we just feel like, we're moving in the right direction in a healthy way with everyone coming back. And I was like, all right, you know what, cool. You know what, I don't, this is the direction y'all going to go. That's cool, I say. But, at the end of the day, y'all going to pay me $3 million for not, for 4 games,
Yeah.
So it was just a standpoint of, when you look at it, it's like you start putting 2 and 2 together. Like they say, oh, it's my play. It's like in 4 games, the average yards yards per game over 4 games was 48 yards. So if I'm only giving up 48 yards per game and turn around in 4 games and it gave up 1 touchdown because Luck had ended up throwing it was an interception or it was a fumble, and they returned it to the 1 yard line. I'm just like, so this is what you're doing. This is what we're doing. So you try to put 2 and 2 together.
Got it. Okay.
And it's just like, and it's the logic of it. And then when you have Jim Irsay who comes out and say, well, whatever you do on the field is not for you to do. You're entertainers. Yes, I understand that part, but we're still human beings at the end of the day.
Got it. So once these things started happening, the way you got cut, your performance, because I didn't know how you played. I didn't remember. I didn't think you were. I thought you played good. If I do recall, I remember thinking like, oh, that's Antonio Cromartie. So I'm excited you came on here and chatted about this.